Hey guys, I have a message for you today, and this message is titled Remember. I have a quote that I do want to share with you guys, and I'm going to put somewhere here on the screen what I believe to be the credit for that quote. So the quote says, "I just watched a documentary on memory. In it, people who have lost their memory have a hard time describing their future. Not being able to remember somehow hinders their imagination. No wonder God continually beckons us to remember what He has done. Our hope depends on it." And so after I read that quote, I actually Googled, I just wrote facts on memory and typed that into Google. And the first thing that popped up was this definition that I want to share with you guys. It says, memory is the faculty of the mind by which data or information is encoded, stored, and retrieved when needed. It is the retention of information over time for the purpose of influencing future action. And so I wanted just to share a few to share a few scriptures with you guys real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 12 and chapter 8 verse 2. In these two scriptures, it's just reminding us to not forget that it was the Lord who brought us out of the land of Egypt and out of slavery and through the wilderness. And in Psalm 111:4, it says, "He has caused all of His wondrous works to be remembered. The Lord is gracious and merciful." And in Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 9, it tells us to be careful to watch ourselves closely so that we don't forget what our eyes have seen, what our ears have heard, and so that the things that we have been taught do not depart from our heart. And it tells us that we should teach these things to our children and to our children's children. So clearly it is very important to remember what the Lord's done and what we have been taught and what we know, the truth. And in Luke 22:19, it talks about the Last Supper, the night before Christ's crucifixion. And Jesus shows His disciples here that He wants His death to be remembered in a certain way. Jesus says, "This is my body which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." And so this is the communion, that we know, the bread and the wine, the bread which represents His body which was broken for us, and the wine which represents His blood that was shed for us. Everything that Jesus did when He was here on earth, His birth, His life, His death, His resurrection, every bit of it, what He said, the prayers that He spoke, the teachings, the instructions, the love, the example, all of it is worthy of being remembered by everyone forever. And the Bible reminds us of that in multiple scriptures throughout God's word. In 1 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 12, it says, "Remember the wondrous works that He has done, His miracles and the judgments that He has uttered." And also I want to say, remember, to remember the things that He is doing in your life today, and that He's done in the past and what He will do. These things are worthy of being remembered also. Like the definition that I looked up that said the things are restored so that, our memory is like to store things so that we can, remember these things and take them out, again, when it's needed. So you can, when the Lord does something for you, when He answers a prayer, when He helps you through a hard, troubled time, when He comforts you, when He gives you joy and peace when you need it, if you hang on to those things and you hold them in your heart and you remember them, when you face hard times and trials or suffering, when you face things in the future, which you will, you will be able to go back and remember the time that he helped you through before, and the joy that he gave you, or the peace that he gave you. And you can remember the promises that he has given you through his word. And, you know, you can bring those back to the forefront of your mind and use those, you know, to help you get through whatever it is that you need to get through. And so it's just really important to, Joshua chapter 1 verse 8 tells us the words of the Bible should not depart from our mouths. It is important that we be meditating on it day and night. And this is how we will be sure to remember. I hope that this message was an encouragement to someone. And thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.